Eternal life given, the Son of Man risen, and when he come back, we know that he coming on the clouds.
I was working at a daycare.
At this time, she was working at a daycare, and I was working where I was working, and yeah, she messaged me and said, "I'm going to be forward." I always mess with her about this. She said, "I'm going to be forward. I really enjoy talking to you. I think we text too little, and I think we should text more. I've met some really trashy people in my life, and I don't think you're one of them. Here's my number.
Blah, blah, blah.
Beep,
Blah, blah,
beep,
blah.
beep,
Blah,
beep,
blah,
beep,
blah,
beep.
blah, blah, blah.
So
I had
yeah.
5, my bad.
I think I did too a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, for me that was like that was a pivotal moment for our relationship or whatever. And like I said, I wasn't viewing it as a relationship. Go ahead.
I wanted to share what happened, why I texted you.
Okay, that's
so
good. That's good.
What happened was, I'm still texting this. I'm still slightly texting this person that I had just broken up with.
The one that you talked about in the last video?
Yes, the one that I talked about, which you should go watch, our part 2
go check
video
that out.
Of What's Love. I remember, like, I think it was a dream, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember I was asleep, and then I had just woke up, and it just felt like God was telling me, leave him alone. And I was like, oh, okay. Like leave him alone, or it was more of like a you need to choose kind of thing. And it's almost like, choosing the narrow path or choosing the wide path. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna leave this person alone. I need to leave this person alone because there's no point. Like I said in our previous video, I noticed like this wasn't gonna work out. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like I'm cutting it off. And I want to, I don't know about pursue a relationship, because I don't know if I was exactly thinking relationship
when it comes to me.
Yeah. It was more like, I want to see if this could be a relationship or if this is something God wants me to do. So that's when I texted you.
Which is interesting because that's like a foreshadow to like you were able to God put that on your heart then, and for me I had that same situation, but it took a while with that person from the last video I was talking about. But anyways, so yeah, that was a pivotal moment for me because I always wanted somebody to care for me just as much as I care for them. And even though I didn't view this as a relationship or anything, it meant a lot to me that she reached out and was like, hey, I want to talk to you more. Because I never had that before.
It's interesting seeing how you look at it compared to how I looked at it.
Well, how did you look at it?
Because it's refreshing thinking about like how you saw it, because it was like, you just wanting somebody to like care for you. And I was like, hey, I care talking like to you. Like I want to talk to you.
Yeah, you made that known. So sweet. But yeah, so then we started texting all the time. And then a couple of weeks after that, my sister ends up moving out because she's going to college. I was pretty hurt by that. She moved out on a Friday.
I'm not laughing because of this. I'm sorry.
Oh, she moved out on a Friday. Yeah, okay, I think I know what you're talking about. She moved out on a Friday, and so Sunday I went to church like normal. I shared about that or whatever. Sat next to Desiree, and then I think we also sat by our friend.
So it was you on the outside closest to the aisle,
you in the middle,
me in the middle, and then our friend on my right side.
Yep. So yeah, and then I think it was during like the announcements, like before the sermon, and Desiree had mentioned.
I think I'm gonna share it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
well, let me share my perspective.
You're right. Go ahead. My bad.
So she brings up something. Oh, because they're talking about pluckers. I don't remember the context of what it was.
I think it was a main guys.
Which which I don't know where pluckers originated, but if you don't know what pluckers is, it's a wing place, a wing restaurant that I really love. But yeah, yeah. So they had mentioned it or whatever. And I don't know if it was like a guy, like, did you just say a guys? Yeah, it could have been a guys, like a guys gathering thing. Yeah. But you mentioned like that sounds good, or like I want to go, or something like that, and I was like, okay.
Initially, because
go ahead.
I thought, because I had a friend or whatever, and she introduced me into fried pickles and mushrooms, so I didn't know about that, and I thought at Pluckers, I thought that they had them. I guess they don't. I thought they had fried mushrooms, so I wanted that after church. I was like, look, I gotta get me some fried mushrooms. So I was talking to my friend. I was like, look, you want to go to Pluckers after this? Like, cause I'm trying to eat. I'm hungry. And she was like, yeah, we can go, blah, blah, blah. And I remember I looked at you and I was like, hey, we're going to Pluckers. Do you want to go? And you were like, no, because he was still sad about his sister. And I was like, oh, Mr. Busy. I didn't know he was sad about his sister. Yeah. But I was like, oh, Mr. Busy guy, he's so busy. And he was like, all right, fine, I'll go.
Yeah. And that same day was also my grandma's birthday. My dad's mom, who passed away like a long time ago. So yeah, and usually I like to. He's kind of like I wouldn't say a somber mood, but he's thinking about his mom that day.
Yeah.
Because he lost her when he was young. So yeah, but I remember going, back to the apartment and then getting my charger.
The apartment.
Oh, sorry. Going back to my dad's house
and
getting my charger. And I was like, hey, probably going to go to, Pluckers with,
Did you say some
I don't remember what I said. And I don't remember if I told them about you or not. I don't remember at this point.
It wouldn't have been then, I don't think.
But yeah, so we go to Pluckers. It's me, Desiree, our friend, and her daughter. Her daughter is about like 2 years old. And
at
so
that time, crazy.
it was kind of like this, we call it...
We call it our half date.
Kind of like it was almost like a prelude date or whatever. But yeah, so because like the first hour, it was like all four of us.
Yeah.
And then our friend was getting a little overwhelmed with her daughter. She was doing a lot.
So she ended up leaving.
And me and Desiree ended up staying. And so, mind you, I'm growing up in high school. I was pretty sheltered. Like I didn't go out and do anything. Like my parents were very protective of me.
I was the complete opposite.
Yeah, so I didn't hang out with friends. I've never been to no parties. Any social gathering, I was with family. So this was like really the first time, this was the first time like going outside of with people that I'm friends with to somewhere without any family or anything like that. So this was all new for me. And so then when that friend leaves and it's just me and Desiree, it was like, okay, like it was, I don't know, it was just interesting. But one of the things another moment was when I had ordered, they have this thing at Pluckers called Holy Macaroni, which I love.
He loves his Holy Mac.
I ordered it and they hadn't brought it in a while, and then Desiree
I think they tried to, what was it, they brought the checkout or something?
No, I don't think so. I think it had just been a while.
Oh, okay.
And then Desiree was like, because we were there for a while. You remember we just sat there.
But our friend was there.
Yeah,
she was there too.
Our friend was there.
Because she wound up doing it because you told me no.
Okay.
Yeah, so she did it for
me. Okay, so yeah. Well, Desiree took the initiative of trying to like
I initially was going to get his
make sure
stuff.
I got my stuff, which reminded me of kind of like my mom in a sense. But yeah, it was just interesting that she like tried to just go out of her way to do that.
Because I've always been like, if you pay for it, you better get what you paid for.
Yeah, and I didn't want to like make a big deal about it or whatever. Well, no, you remember you were initially trying to pay for it, but I was like, no, I got it.
Oh, hold on, you just jumped.
That was at the end. I thought that was when she was still there.
Oh wait, because you ordered it, but they didn't put it on the bill because they didn't bring it out, and then we ordered it at the end because
something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yes. I was initially going to pay for it, which I don't know why, because that was like probably my last paycheck.
For real. Yeah. So anyways, end up getting that. I remember actually I had leftovers.
That was nice of you that you paid for it.
Yeah. But I didn't view it as a date at the time.
Neither of us really.
Well, I say that, but me, you, we went to your mom's car.
You walked me to the
car. Walked you to the car, and it was like had a good time. I remember you like kind of like smiling and stuff.
Ew, disgusting.
And and then we were texting afterwards or whatever, and it probably like a week after that or whatever, and I was like, I wanted to kind of do that again, like kind of like just have that time. I wasn't thinking a date; it was just kind of like spending time with her.
I thought you asked me what that was.
No, that was our first date, our first actual technical date, the Sonic one.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I wasn't looking at it that way.
Okay.
So yeah, and then I asked you about going somewhere or doing like
an actual first
spending time together. It wasn't a date.
You called it a date.
Not initially. We talked about it afterwards. Because at first I didn't see it as that, and then so we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So Me and Desiree talked about doing the like going spend time together, whatever. Right, we were gonna do Sonic. Now before this, before that, or before that first date ends up happening, um, me and Desiree are having a conversation. We're texting, and she's going out of town with her parents to a resort, and I don't know if it was then or it was before then, but in our conversation at one point she brought up going to the doctors.
I'll get into this part.
So, well, I'm just gonna say initially I didn't. She brought it up and it was on my mind. Like, all right, what's she gonna tell me? How to go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it kind of makes it sound like this is just one-sided.
What you mean?
Relationally wise, like it was me being delusional the whole time.
No, you weren't delusional. Like I said, this is just new for me, so I didn't know. Like, this is when this conversation comes up is when I'm like, oh, this could be something. But even when we
Sonic
went,
or the doctor part,
the doctor part. Okay. Well, no, not the doctor part, but when you tell me.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
because, and even but still, I think it didn't really register until after the date. Was that after the? No, it was after the date because I had already known. But after the date, I talked to my mom and I talked to that girl and was like, "Oh, was that a date?" Like I didn't really know.
Yeah,
but anyways,
brother,
okay,
yeah,
now get into that. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Anyway, so I brought up going to the doctors. I labeled it the doctors because if initially I got tested, I want to get tested, especially with my past, I wasn't living right, unfortunately. So when Eric and I started getting closer, I wanted to, get tested to make sure, okay, if something is happening here, if something's wrong with me, I need to let him know. I need to be honest with him and, honest with all the people that I had been with, if there is something wrong. So I labeled it the doctors because I didn't want to, scare him off or whatever before I even knew if anything was wrong. So yeah, I wound up getting tested before I went on that trip. And I remember I got the results while I was there. I don't remember if it was the second day or the last day we were there, but I gotten the results and I did find out I had HSV1, oral HSV1, and I went into like a hard downward spiral that whole time I was there. And I had, obviously, because the last person I was with or whatever, I let him know, like, hey, just a heads up, like I found this out and I want you to know. I remember I had told you, and I was like, hey, I told you that.
So no,
yeah, I did tell you that.
Well, because you mentioned that you asked me why I was.
Oh yeah,
you messaged me randomly when you were on that trip and was asking me like,
what do you want from me?
What do you want from me? Yeah, it was very like car, like what was like, and
that was defining.
You said
right there.
you said that, and it was like
you had to face the facts.
I remember I was like, I want the Lord's will. Now if God is calling, us to, you
to marry me is what you said.
Me to marry you, be in this relationship or being in a relationship, then that's the Lord's will. But yeah, it has to be centered on the Lord. Like that's what I told you. Like it has to be centered on the Lord. I don't want us to do it without the Lord. And so yeah, but this was before you told me, and then I don't know if we kept texting that day, and that's when you told me. But when you told me,
I think I told you that same time because it was all in one chunk, and then I went and spiraled more.
Yeah. But because I remember I was like, was that, did I answer right or whatever? And you're like, it helped me,
see,
because from your perspective, you were asking me that, and you were going to just let me go.
If you said like, initially I did have in my brain like, okay, like he's probably not gonna want you, so you need to go ahead and unfortunately harden up a little bit more and let him go, because I never wanted to be the person to hurt anybody. It's not fun hurting somebody. But with that, I was like, you know what, if he doesn't see marriage with me, or if this is a deal breaker, then this is it. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna have to be okay with that. And then that was my thought process in that moment.
So and then you tell me, and then for me, I just had to figure out what it was. I had heard of it before. I'd known of it. So it wasn't like foreign to me. But was getting the understanding. Actually, in the beginning when I first found it, I had a misconception that it was something else. But it still did. We'll get into that. But I didn't feel like when you told me, it was like, if the Lord wills for me to be with you, and this is a part of it, then that's what he wills. Like, I can't change that. I can't, but I'm not going to sit here and judge you. Not going to sit here and you, like, once I, gave that response or whatever, you were like, kind of a reassured, you thought I was just going to leave you or was going to like, just like, you thought I wasn't even going to respond or like basically block you, something like that.
I did
said something extreme like that. And I was like, you think I'm like that?
I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I'm a soft boy.
Yeah. So, but I remember her sharing that with me, and then I remember talking.
Okay, you already went.
I remember talking to somebody that I trusted, and had them talk to you, or give some advice to you, and but it was an interesting time, and it made me like really like, okay, like it still didn't, like, all of this wasn't registering for me. And I was still looking forward to our date, or not I didn't know it was a day at the time, but us hanging out. Like, I enjoyed spending that time with you. So we get past that, and then we go on this first date. Technically a first. I don't know why I'm doing this. It was a first date. It's just at the time that's not how I saw it.
You weren't seeing it as a first date.
You were.
First date.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were. So
that's what it was.
You know how in games, in video games, right? There's like especially like free roam games, like there's certain games where you have to complete certain missions to get to a new map or to get to a new area. And so for me, I remember like being nervous to drive to Desiree's house. And I remember she gave me the directions, and it was really close, 5 minutes away. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
5 minutes away.
And so I'm driving this normal route that I go to, actually the route that I go to work at that time. And I turn on the street that sometimes I will look down for the first time. I've never driven down the street, and it's like entering a new world. Like, this is like, it's so interesting. Like, they got different types of trash bins compared to our, like, it's a nice
wide road.
It's a nice neighborhood. It's a newly built neighborhood in that neighborhood. So I'm like, all right, I was wondering, like, I'm gonna have to walk up to the door and come get her, that type of thing. I was nervous. And then prayed, obviously, and then once you got in the car, it was kind of like the nerves kind of just went away. And then we went to Sonic.
Got some food.
Got something to eat, and then we went to the park. Now this is probably like end of August, and so we eat, and then it's just me and her at the park and and then we just talk. We just have deep conversations about all the things that's happened in our lives.
I made sure at that point, since I had already shared the fact that I had HSV1, I wanted to basically lay my cards out on the table. Like, if this was who God wanted me to be with, or if this is even a man who's even considering being in a marriage with me, like, these are all my cards flipped out in the open. This is what I got. Take it or leave it kind of vibe. Which is, I would say, the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
it's not the easiest.
I was gonna say it may look different for other people.
It's definitely not easy.
But yeah, we talked for a long time. We both shared a lot of deep stuff. Got to know one another. Got to know about each other's parents, family dynamic, how we grew up, all that type of stuff. And then we got hot, and we were like, all right, we didn't let's go, like, let's leave. But we went to another Sonic that was close by to the park to get something to drink. And then we stayed there for a long time, and we talked. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, we were just literally there. Like we were there at the park for hours, and then we were in the car for
We probably
hours.
that whole date probably lasted about 6 hours.
It was 6 hours.
It
Yeah,
was probably like 3 hours at the park,
I think
3 hours.
I think it was
inside
like
the
I think
parking lot.
I came and got you at like 12. We didn't leave. I didn't drop you off until like 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was crazy because it was like I've never spent time with somebody like, obviously outside of, family and stuff,
whatnot.
and so it's been that much time with somebody a first time. Like I remember like family was checking in, like my immediate family, like I think my mom or my sister, something like
Mom
that.
called you. I remember
My mom
that.
called me towards the end of the time, our date, and was like, "No, I keep doing that." It was a date. It just didn't think about it at the time. But she was like, she was asking because she had already asked me previously what Desiree's name was, or I told her Desiree, and I think somebody had accidentally called you Destiny or something.
It was your mom. She accidentally
No,
called
well,
me
okay,
Destiny.
yeah. So basically, my mom is like hi, or is saying hi to Desiree for the first time, and calls her the wrong name. And so yeah, it was just like I was like I thought she was trying to be funny. I didn't get super mad or anything, but I was like, come on, like what are you doing? And so yeah, but that first time was cool, and then I was like, yeah, we got to definitely do that again. And then I don't know if it was that next week, but then we ended up going to this place called Alley Cats. Yeah, we went there, and we had a good time there. And I don't know if we had one more. I don't think we had one more. I think it was those two, and then I think, so we're in September now. Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks or something after that first date. But me and we literally that second date we talked about like, because I didn't know if we were dating. I didn't know how that worked. Like if we were boyfriend, she was like, no, we're not there yet, but I think we're working our way to that, or whatever, right? So I think the week after that, I kid you not, I'm at my job. The person that I was telling you about in the second episode,
which you
or
should
the
go
second
watch.
part,
Go watch it.
she's messages me in the morning because she still works we both work at the same job, and she messages me and was like, because she had messaged me before prior, like hinting at like wanting to spend time with me, here soon or whatever. And so the moment that 2 year or a year ago me would, or a year from that time would have wanted, she messaged me and was like, hey,
it was like
it's
that
kind of
door
late.
was closed.
It's kind of late, but it's kind of I kind of waited too long, but I wanted to see if you wanted to go. Not wait too long because of Desiree, but just just should basically should have told you more in advance. But I wanted to go to this concert with you. It was an elevation worship concert, and I remember feeling like this confliction of like, whoa, like I don't know, like part of me, like I think my flesh like was like wanting, like, because like this is crazy, like this girl wants to spend time with me,
finally type of thing.
But then I had Desiree in my mind. I was like, I don't know if that will work. She even mentioned that, like, I understand if you can't, because and so I remember calling my mom. I don't even know if I really prayed about it. I'm not sure, but I remember calling my mom and was like,
you sought wise counsel.
Yeah, and she kind of reassured me like, yeah, I definitely don't think you should do that. And so I was like, yeah, no. So I was like, hey, can we talk when you get here? And so we talked, and I was like, hey,
probably not.
Me and you kind of gotten close. You shared some deep things with me, and I just don't know if that would, out of respect for her, I don't know if that would be good. And she was, she said she understood, and I remember saying like kind of like under my breath. I don't remember if it was under my breath or what, if she heard me, but I was like, I think I got some praying to do. And so I remember that night praying about like, I think I'm gonna pursue you in a sense of being in a relationship. And so that was a Wednesday. So that Thursday we usually went on dates on Thursdays, and so I take you to Man Event. I remember it was kind of like a rainy day.
I remember that.
And we
was that when you hurt your back?
I don't remember.
You had a Tylenol in your wallet.
No, that wasn't that. Yeah, that wasn't that.
Sure.
No. But yeah, I remember, I was looking forward to it. I don't know if you knew that conversation was happening. But yeah, so
like
we got there.
The question before popping the question.
Yeah, I think we started off eating. I got some trash nachos.
I got a good burger. That stuff was blessing. Blessing. I'm like, blessing.
And yeah, she got the burger, and then I remember just kind of.
Did I give you half my burger?
I don't know. You may have given me some fries or something.
I think
like
I
that.
tried to offer you half of it, and you said no.
Yeah.
Because I remember I cut it.
But yeah. And so then we start talking about, like, I start explaining to her the situation that had happened, and how I declined it and whatever, and how I was like, I think we kind of, it wasn't like I asked you, it was kind of like we talked about it, and you were like, yeah.
It just felt, because it was like so strange and foreign for me, because it was like, it's funny because all this stuff you're talking about was foreign to you, and then this part was foreign to me, because it's like never had somebody like take me on a date and then ask me to be their girlfriend. I was like, awkward.
So it was just kind of like, it just, for you in the past, it just was like, all right, we are. Like,
it was either like we joint, like, okay, we're in a relationship type of thing, but it was never like, because like I said, it was like you popped the question before popping the question, because it's like how I would consider you did it, you did it right. Like, you took me on a date, we ate, we talked, and then you're like, look, I want to pursue a relationship with you.
So yeah, and then that was my first, that's when we started dating. I remember being excited about that, and yeah, from then on, it was just bliss. No, because
oh my goodness,
but it was good. I think it was good for both of us. I think we were both very fond of each other very quickly.
You could tell with me, boy, my goodness. Yeah, I figured, I was like, this guy could be my husband.
She started opening up more. We started hanging out a lot more.
Made sure to we had clear boundaries,
which I'm not gonna say it was easy
at all. It got worse towards the point of us getting married.
Initially we started, like, we would like hold hands, that type of thing, like, whatever. But yeah, no, there had to be boundaries. And it wasn't as tough in the beginning, because I actually, when you were like, we weren't gonna.
I came up with the boundaries.
Yeah, because when you were like, we're not gonna kiss, I was like,
I was like,
I thought I was gonna at least get that.
No, I was so far left for most of my life that when I turned right, I wanted to keep it as holy as possible. Yeah. So I was like, look, like, if we're gonna do this, like, we're not hugging, or do we grow not to hug? Huh? I think we grew not to hug. Yeah. It was, initially we would hold hands, we would, hug and whatnot, but towards, once we started, dating longer, and stuff started becoming a problem for both of us. So it was like, you know what? Nope. We're gonna put a new boundary in place. No hugging, no hand holding. Yeah. We kept it literally like we're dating, but you wouldn't be able to tell.
So yeah, and then but kind of tying the God's love in, I think it was just a lot of God's love being shown. I think His grace in the fact that He brought me Desiree, because just because we started dating didn't mean that it was guaranteed that she was going to be my wife. All right, we're back. Phone died last time, so but yeah, we wanted to say on the close of this this series of What's Love, God's love has been tremendous in our life. We tried it our own way. We tried the world's way of love, and it didn't work out. And so God's just faithful. God's just good. And His love has changed us, not only within, but it's transformed us and allowed us to love others in the way that He's loved us. So yeah, any closing thoughts? No. Yeah. Next podcast, I think, will be a little lighter, maybe. Lord willing. Not lighter in a sense of like it don't have meaning, but since we just started off the podcast with already having a series of episodes on a big topic, in John 3:16, for God so loved the world, that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life. That verse is love in itself. It exemplifies love. It shows that love is selfless, and God showed His love, giving His Son, so that we can be redeemed, so that we can be reconciled to Him. So yeah, it's the On the Clouds podcast.
Love you. Bye.
Adios.